right, folks, we are, people ask me week to week, where is French Grimes? I mean, I get this question on a regular basis, and you like go and come, but he's back right now. And
I'm here.
And he's here. He's here, and we got him booked for the night show. We started a little bit early tonight because we wanted to really tell the story of a really neat race that's coming to town on September the 2nd and 3rd. And one of my jobs is going to be to get these posters distributed all across town at every business. I put one at Wendy's the other day. I want to show the poster if I can, because I think it's a pretty exciting poster. Of course, our graphic artist guy critiqued it a few minutes ago, but I still think he's very critical. But
I like your criticism, because we'll do better next time.
Right, but it's pretty bright, and if we'll zip out and take a wide shot of the poster. But one of my jobs is to get these posters all across town, and I want the viewers to help me do this. And if somebody will come pick up a poster, I will give them a free movie ticket here in the next week. But they got to promise to put it up somewhere. That's the way it works.
That's going to be a pretty stout offer.
Yeah, so in other words, we want to get these posters put across town. Tell me what we're talking about.
Well, the Race Saver Sprint Series is a national series. This is the 16th year for the series, and this will be our 13th nationals. It'll be the 3rd nationals that we've held at Fork Mountain. We're making a little headway each year with the nationals. It's still got a ways to go. In order to get people to travel, we got to feed them money. And yeah,
I think we got some video of last year's event that we're going to pop on while we're talking about this, because for people that like dirt, this is the ultimate, isn't it?
Well, it's not the ultimate, but it's pretty darn good. It ain't shabby.
It is for Henry County. Come on, this is the ultimate.
It's
This
pretty
is the best
decent.
it's going to get.
We're going to make it better this year, we hope, than last.
Right. It's almost, you're telling me almost double of people are coming this year?
Yep, I expect we're going to have double the cars this year. We're going to have to, here we are. They're lining up. They're messing around. They're fixing to get going. We got Satch Worley in there. We got Ray Evernham in there. At 19 is Ray Evernham.
Wait a minute. Ray Evernham.
Ray Evernham, and then beside him is Satch Worley. In the red and white 19 is Ray, and in the brown or burgundy 5 is Satch. And they're starting way too far up for as good as they are. I can tell you that. They're starting way too far up for as good as they are, because they're going to get into it pretty quick. That orange and red car, the yellow and red car, has just moved out of the picture. He's pretty fast.
The rumor is that it's so many races coming that you're going to have to do two different events.
We're going to have probably going to have qualifying on Friday, which will be a competitor-only event, and then we're going to we'll take the qualifying, so it moves Saturday faster along. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the little cars, which on the poster, Ray is bringing the U.S. Legend Modifieds. They're like an old modified open wheel.
Right.
He's going to bring a passel of those things up, and we're going to have the good old boys with the vintage cars. So we're going to have 3 separate groups. The headliners, of course, are going to be the Race Saver Sprint cars. And we're going to have people from 10 regions, 7 states, and I don't know we're going to get many Texas cars this year. They're dry down there, and they're having a tough time down there, but we're going to have, looks like we're going to cover it up with New Jersey and New York cars, and they typically fuss with each other every house, so I'm sure they're going to be out there trying to outdo the other.
Now, when people think Ray Evernham, they think stock cars. They think Jeff Gordon, because I think for many years he was the crew chief, right?
Well, Ray was a crew chief for Jeff for his 5 championships. Mm-hmm. I think Jeff's got 5 championships.
When he left, he stopped winning, didn't he?
Well, yes. And then Ray started his own team,
okay,
Evernham Motorsports, and he kept that going for a couple of years, and he sold it. And now Ray he's back with Hendrick, doing some consulting work. He's gone back to work for Hendrick, and he has a lovely facility where a really huge building there in Mooresville, and he has a little time to race, and he enjoys racing with us. So,
now why did he pick you guys? Because I mean, he's got the pocketbook that he could pick any division, he could go anywhere he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I hope nobody gets mad. I'll just tell the story. He called me out of the blue. I was coming back from a trade show 2 years ago in December, and he said, "This is Ray Evernham, and I've studied on your series a little bit, and I think it might be something I'd like to do, but I don't know if the cars are fast enough, and what will we do to find out?" I said, "Well, it's Friday, I'm headed home. What do you want to do one tomorrow? I get home, I can run all night, get you one. No, let's do it later. I said, what is it, Sunday? Monday? Well, let's do it Monday. So I got home and loaded the car up in the middle of December and carried it down there. Weather was nice. He run around he owns East Lincoln Motor Speedway down in the middle of Carolina.
Okay.
It's in Lincoln County, Lincolnton.
Is it dirt or asphalt?
Dirt.
Okay.
He bought East Lincoln Motor Speedway. Ray really enjoys the dirt. So we took a car down, he got in it, and Ray is married to a very competent sprint car driver named Aaron Crocker Evernham. And Aaron is qualified for the Knoxville Nationals twice, which I couldn't do it in a million years. It takes some talent. And she's got nerves of steel on the qualifying lap. She's the Dickens now. She put it in the show based on her qualifying lap. And she raced for Ray in a couple of different divisions, and they ended up getting married. And so he's got a race driver in the family as well as himself. And so anyhow, we took a car down there, and it suited him. He thought it was fast enough. And then he questioned me what was I going to do on the rules? He said, I read the rules, but he said, I'm pretty good at working around the rules. I mean, that's what I've done.
Cheating.
For a living, working around them. And he said, and I don't want to have to do that. I want to know the rules was being enforced, because that's all that interests me. I just want to go race and have a good time. I don't want to spend my time pulling my hair out figuring how to beat the system.
Yeah.
So if you tell me that the rules is going to be enforced, and show me they will, that's what I want to do. And I said, well, I can't say too awful much. I'm going to try like a Dickens to enforce them. I have so far. And Ray said he would like to be one of the boys. And they don't want to be, be signing autographs when he'll sign them, but I mean, he doesn't want to be promoted as the big deal.
He doesn't want the top billing, right?
Wants the top billing, wants to come race.
Right.
So Ray, if you want to be one of the boys, I can make sure you're one of the boys, but you will be one of the boys.
Right.
I mean, the same for everybody.
Yeah.
And
so what would the allure be for somebody like Ray, who's raced every stock car, every excitement?
He can do anything he wants. So
it must be something really awesome about this when you're in the driver's seat.
Well, sprint cars are different than everything else. They're, even with our smaller motors, they're pretty wild animals. And these are limited motors. They're not World of Outlaw motors. The World of Outlaw motor right now is 950 horsepower.
Yeah.
And ours is probably a little over half that.
Okay.
We're probably at the 460, 480 level.
I'm going to get her to pop some video up because I think people need to kind of feel the excitement.
Well, you see, we're looking what's going there. I mean, they're moving right along here. They're getting stretched out, but now, how long has it been going? I was looking at you and I wasn't looking at the screen. All right, let's see.
But what French, you got to tell me because obviously the drivers that are part of this series, one thing I've noticed because I've covered them for several years is they're very loyal to the group. They don't seem to argue as much as most race groups. I don't think it's even allowed, is it?
I won't put up with it.
Right.
If we're here to race, run professionally, run side by side with very little messing around. There goes an outside pass there, and a heck of a good one.
Right.
He's going to make it stick too. All right. Very good. Very good.
That was the track last year. Did you feel good about the track last year?
Track last year was very decent. It wasn't terrible. We're sweating the rain right now, I can tell you. Now, Ray's out in front. In that one, so the car just went by as Ray.
I understand that there's some new buildings on the lot.
We got a new building to get so we can do our tech inspection out of the weather. And we're going all out to make it. This is an event to make the competitors have a chance to get away, do something, meet people from other states, race hard.
And the public is invited to this. Yeah. That's why we're here to talk about it on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much will it cost to get in for the weekend?
Saturday is, you got to have a pit pass because it's not grandstands.
Right.
You can go sit in the grandstand, but you got to have a pit pass.
Right.
$10 for Friday. I got the Saturday. $10 for Friday.
Okay.
Saturday is $25 for the pits, but $10 for anybody going to stands is $10. Children under 12 are free. Military with ID, active military with ID is free.
Okay.
So $10 is as much as it's going to cost you to come watch the races on Saturday, or $10 on Friday. But Friday is not going to be a full racing card. It's going to be practice and qualifying, so forth and so on. And we basically get there and have as much a good a time as we can. The attraction for people like Satch, who's a champion modified driver. You know, Ray and Satch both raced against each other in modifieds.
Mm-hmm.
And they enjoy racing each other now. And I mean, it's old home week, so to speak. But this is a chance to race hard, but without all the drama and no pressure. Now, you want to know what would...
Are you saying it's no Buck Wild here?
Well, no, I was talking to Whitey earlier, and there's a difference. Buck Wild is really entertaining. It's an entertaining show.
Yeah.
And I said it's much harder to sell hardcore racing than it is entertainment racing. Entertainment racing, everybody wants to watch it because they have no idea what's going to happen next. And they say, oh my goodness, did you see that?
Yeah.
And you've got to be a little bit more of a race fan to get that excited about hardcore racing.
You got to be excited about the guy from the back getting to the front.
And you've got to be a bit of a race fan to want to see that.
Yeah.
We do inversions, so the fast cars have to fight their way up.
Right. I never will forget the night I saw you. I think it's the only night you said you'd race at your track.
Yeah.
And you went from the back, I think it's the second, right?
You got to want to win a race at his own track, Charles.
Yeah. Did you get, what I can't remember.
Got to second.
Got to second.
Right at.
Right. And isn't it horrible that you can't race at your own track?
No, it's, I can, if nobody's around, I can. But the thing of it is that you've got insurance requirements. The guy that's running the joint can't be out there messing around.
Right.
And it's all I can do to make sure everything's right for everybody else.
Right.
I might take my car in practice just to see where it's at. But even that is after the race because it takes so much out of you. When you're promoting a race and trying to have a racetrack right, and you're the guy that runs a motor grader, you're the guy that waters the track, you have a responsibility to everybody there. You can't be messing around and playing.
I have to admit, as a spectator, what I would like to see, and I don't know if you can do it or not, but I think it'd be kind of neat for you and Satch and Ray and you to have a 5-lap or something, a 10-lap or something, just for the fans to see.
Well, we might, because Ray is bringing those little cars up, and he's talking about having some of our guys get in them.
Now, I think that would be, because I would love to see you get that race. It wouldn't be sprint
cars; it'd be all an even. It wouldn't be the sprint cars.
Would you be willing for that? Willing to do that?
Yeah, we have to see how it turns out. Yeah, it all depends.
I think that'd be really neat to see you three go at it.
It all depends. Well, I mean, we got some other guys that is way better than I am, and
But it's something about you at your own track with these two other guys.
That's, in order to make racing work, in order to make the Race Saver Series work, you got to put your ego on the back burner.
Oh, me.
No, you do. Now my ego gets wrapped up in the damn track.
Right.
Because if it ain't nice, the track ain't nice, then I failed. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to running race cars, I like to pass cars. Mm-hmm. I started at the back, and I generally pass quite a few of them sometimes. Right. I haven't won a race for a year or so, but to pass all them cars and win is a little harder, but I get up to the front every week.
All right, I'm going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back. I got to ask French about local racing at the track, what's in the future. We're going to find out more. Stay with us.
Pricing is working, and we are proving it at the Nelson Automotive family in Martinsville. Just compare prices in Danville, Roanoke, Lynchburg, and prove to yourself that prices are lower in Martinsville. We are the price leaders and have the cars and trucks to prove it. Just look at these beauties. 2011 Kia Sorento, Roanoke price $22,563. Nelson Kia proof pricing $19,980. 2011 Kia Soul, Roanoke price $19,654, Danville price $18,995, Nelson Kia proof pricing $17,990. 2010 Kia Forte EX, Roanoke price $16,459, Nelson Kia proof pricing $14,990.
We compare prices at other dealerships, and we got the best deal here at Nelson's.
With gas prices as they are today, saving every penny counts. I'm a bargain shopper, and I got the price I wanted at Nelson's.
Come to Martinsville. We can prove we've got the lowest price. And knowing is better than guessing.
Proof pricing is working, and we are proving it at the Nelson Automotive family in Martinsville, Virginia.
Max Kendall Lumber and Tin is now your headquarters for metal roofing. Max makes his own tin. There's 20 colors to choose from, and it's top quality American made. It comes with a 45-year warranty. You need to buy direct and save now. Don't forget, Max Kendall Lumber and Tin meets or beats anybody's price on tin. And everybody knows that Max has rough and dress lumber like you can't find anywhere else. Plus, he has one of the largest drive-through lumber yards in the area. Max Kendall Lumber and Tin, located at 8261 Mountain Valley Road in Axton. Reach them toll-free by calling 1-888-434-2825 or go on the internet and reach them at maxkendalllumber.com. Greensboro, Danville, Reedsville, Eden, and Madison, the secret is out. The best pricing on carpet and flooring is at Martinsville Flooring, located in the Patrick Henry Mall. Remember, it's the best pricing on carpet, area rugs, ceramic, vinyl, hardwood, and laminate. Martinsville Flooring has the best price. They have the area's largest selection of in-stock hardwood, carpet, vinyl in the largest showroom. Travel a little bit and save a lot at Martinsville Flooring, located in the Patrick Henry Mall, Martinsville, Virginia. Call them at 276-632-6419 or visit them on the web at martinsvilleflooring.com.
Darling, you gotta see what's in Granny's attic.
Granny's Attic of Stewart is your place to shop. Are you looking for that unique gift or for fond memories of the past? Granny's has over 100 dealers featuring a large selection of antiques, crafts, and collectibles, with new items arriving daily. And they even have a 60-day layaway plan. Remember, if you need a little extra income, new vendor booths are available to rent. Granny's Attic, located at 301 South Main Street in the Lowe's Food Shopping Center across from Hardee's on Route 8 South in Stewart, Virginia. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Enjoy our snack bar and spend the day. 276-694-9900.
Y'all come back now.
As one of the largest providers of quality long-term care in the state of Virginia, Blue Ridge Rehab Center has been meeting the needs of literally thousands of residents in Martinsville and Henry County since 1989.
We offer a friendly, home-like environment along with a caring professional staff. We also provide award-winning therapy, access-controlled dementia care, a newly formed skilled unit with a focus on getting you better and getting you home. While recovering from accident or illness, for a short term or for a lifetime, Blue Ridge is here to help each resident make the most out of life.
At Southern Virginia Properties, you will receive friendly, reliable service for all your real estate needs.
Southern Virginia Properties helped us find our house. I'd encourage anyone who is serious about finding and buying a house in this market to contact Southern Virginia Properties.
I give all the credit in the world to Southern Virginia Properties. They really are dedicated to the work that they do, and they're dedicated to the community that they serve.
Thank you.
Folks, we're talking about the Nationals, the Race Saver Nationals 2011, which is going to be held at not Franklin County. Look, I got it in my head.
But Franklin County is doing a heck of a job with Buck Wild. Now look, you got me. When
Franklin and Fork just go to
Franklin and Fork go together. But you asked me how to see what you were doing.
Yeah.
Up at Franklin County with Whitey, and I saw Buck Wild, and I said it's entertainment of the first order. It's different than what we do, but it's entertainment.
But could you see a day, maybe one day, that you could do a Buck Wild at
no.
Fork Mountain? You can't do it?
No.
No? Okay. I
No.
got to ask.
I mean, I'm in there. I'm glad you're in there pitching, Charles, but I ain't straightening out the squabbles no more. I'm done.
Right. Now, I got to ask you about local racing.
Yeah.
Because people ask, you hear all the time.
Yeah.
Are you going to let the local boys ever come back up?
Yeah, at some point. But my deal is it's just the opposite of Buck Wild. Mm-hmm. You come watch the Nationals. You watch how people are in there. They behave. They know what the game is. They know who's boss, and I'm not going to fight no more fights.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying, if you're mad at your uncle and your aunt and your cousin, and you can't fight down at the all-you-can-eat and throw food at them without going to jail,
right?
You ain't coming to Fork Mountain and start that fuss up there neither.
Yeah.
And the easiest way is I won't put up with it.
That was what was frustrating you the most about trying to work with the locals?
Fussing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's racing, and there's racing's racing, and fussing's fussing, and there's places, I mean, I understand that it sells tickets. Mm-hmm. I understand it's good TV. It just ain't my cup of tea. I mean, I'm glad for the people that likes to do it. I just ain't one of them.
Right.
Because if you ever notice, most of the fussing and fighting is
There's really no fighting, it's just fussing.
And little pushing.
Yeah.
But there are a few people in the world that at a certain point something will go bad.
Yeah.
And when it goes bad, it goes real bad. And you don't know when that's going to happen. And I'm scared to death of it going bad.
Yeah.
So the easiest way is on a national basis with the Race Saver Series, on a national basis, if you go to somebody else's pit and start a fuss, you're done in Race Saver till I say you can come back nationwide.
Wow.
Somebody starts a fuss. They started a fuss up here in Pennsylvania. Boy wanted to go to New York and race. The New York guy said, call French Crimes.
Wow.
He tried a New Jersey guy, call French Crimes. Tried a Texas guy, call French Crimes. If you have a fuss in one region, and then I told him, well, you've got to go back to your region director where you had the fuss, and we'll certainly talk, and we'll look at what we can do to work things out with you. And we always find a way to work them out. But what we do is we beat it into their head with kindness that you're only going to do it right or you ain't going to do it.
With these nationals, how many events do y'all do through the year? For the full year, how many shows?
To get up to the nationals?
No, how many race events do you have in there in a year?
We'll have 3 heats for the sprint cars.
I'm talking about. I know you guys go other places, other states.
Across the country.
Yeah.
Oh, leading up to this, there's probably 800 races a year leading up to this.
Wow.
In the country.
Right.
We figure we got 10 regions. Maybe not that many. Each region, 10 regions. Each region's got 25 races. That's 250 races. But each one of those race dates is broken up into like 4 or 5 events.
Right.
So, 500-600 races.
Pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very big and it's growing. And Virginia's a fender car thing. Virginia's late models. It's not open wheel cars, and we know that it's an uphill fight. And I'm more than happy to have fender cars race at Fork Mountain, but we've got to get a different way of looking at it than we had in the past.
Right. Since I've become the head poster getter outer, I want mine signed by the French himself.
All right. Well, that's easy to do.
I think you are. You and Whitey are. I love you both. You're like 2 different individuals, but I respect you both.
Well, it's very kind of you.
Now, do racers have to work on their signatures? Is that something that you have to go to school for? I mean, because there's some racers that like Jeff Gordon's got a pretty good signature, if he'll sign it. Dale Earnhardt's got a fairly good one. I can't wait to see French's. And here's the message. French tells me the story when he was meeting with economic development. They told you to be wary of me, didn't they?
There you are, Charles.
To Charles, who supported us from the very beginning. There you go.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you, Charles, I've told people right off, solid gold, you've done what you said you'd do. Now you're goofy, but then I'm goofy too. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
I mean, you can't be in this business and not be a little off kilter, can you?
Yeah.
Everybody's a bit of a character, right?
Right.
And that's just the nature of the thing.
And the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Right?
You asked me, told me you put me on TV if I wouldn't run away from the questions. I haven't run away from them yet.
Not one yet.
Oh, I won't run away from them.
Not one
because this is an interesting business. You meet all sorts of interesting people. You said Jeff Gordon a minute ago. Jeff Gordon started in sprint cars. Well, he started in quarter midgets.
Wow.
But I watched Jeff Gordon run his first sprint car race when he was 13 at East Bay in Florida. And he was a very slight young fellow, very tiny. And his mom and his stepdad put his career, they put everything into his career. They got him there. One of the huge mistakes that was made is he was running, I think, it'll come to me in a minute, the gentleman had Ford cars, and Ford was slow to sign him, and Hendrick signed him, and the rest is history. They teamed him up with Ray, and Ray started in New Jersey as a modified driver. Then he went to work for the IROC series, all the cars.
What was the magic between Ray and Jeff? What do you think it was?
I would never know. You'd have to ask them to. Ray has a very keen sense of what goes on, and I'm sure he helped Jeff come to understand that. But Jeff Gordon has a tremendous amount of talent. I mean, I've watched people hate the hate Jeff routine.
Yeah.
The guy can drive a race car like very few can.
And he can come from the back and get to the front more than once.
And he's grown up in the sport, which is a hard sport to grow up in. You know, because if you're headline material, right? The next thing you know, you're a headline most eligible man, and pretty soon there's the most eligible woman.
Yeah.
And quite often the most eligible woman ends up with
better
than half of what the most eligible man had. Right? And you can kind of see it coming, but it's hard to see it coming as a young man.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get older, it's a little easier to see it coming, and we get older and wiser, and then we end up talking about racing when we're old, and it ain't a bad deal. But the thing of it is that Jeff Gordon made his reputation in sprint cars, dirt and asphalt. He was phenomenally fast.
All right. So what is the drive? You guys pick this over any kind of racing. Why do you love this kind of racing more than any other kind of racing?
Well, when I was 18, I didn't have a place to live or nothing else. But I'd done other kinds of racing. And when I first saw a picture of A.J. Foyt's sprint car on the cover of Hot Rod magazine, before wings, before cages, and it was sideways and throwing dirt, I said, hell, that is for me. I got to find where these things are. And I built me one without ever going to the race.
Is it because it's the next thing to flying?
I don't know if it's the next thing to flying, but it's pretty exciting. But anyhow, I would say that the ultimate I've road raced go-karts when in the 60s and was okay at it. The only thing that would appeal to me then was Formula One, which at that time in 1961, you could go Formula One racing for $150,000. Today it takes $50 million, you know, but it's about the same.
Gotcha.
But that's an ultimate race car, and once you leave Formula One, right now, when you leave Formula One, which is an ultimate race car, and a Formula One car is worth $50 million, one copy of it. You can get a sprint car, the best of everything, and you haven't got 80,000 in it. There's nothing that we race. Nobody races anything that has more power to weight ratio than a sprint car. Nothing has more power for the weight.
Gotcha.
They're exciting, and my friend Doug Wolfgang, who's won many a championship in these things over the years, he said, Frenchie, he said, you ever go to the rodeo? He said, they got all kinds of classes, but there ain't many bull riders. And he said, when you ride a 410 sprint car, son, that's a bull. And it's going to eat a piece of you up. And if you race these things, they'll beat you up, they'll hurt you. It's hurt me pretty bad. I'm still here, I'm still breathing, but I'm broke up pretty good too. Yep. But so are bull riders.
Yeah, next week we're going to show that big crash that we show over and over again that you survived. But you'll be back here at 8:30. We'll be talking about this up into the event. I want folks to write it down, September 2nd and the 3rd. You want to go up to Fork Mountain Raceway, not Franklin County, but Fork Mountain Raceway, which is there in Oak Level, and check it out here. All the signs will be leading to there, and it's going to be a lot of excitement, and a lot of hotel rooms are going to be full. So if you see these races in town, say, welcome to Martinsville, Henry County.
That's it.
All right. See you next time.